En este video, una celebridad brasileña e inglesa cuyo nombre es Rodi Alves y que ahora tras muchos cambios se hace llamar Jessica, habla de cómo le hubiera gustado que ese cambio se hubiera hecho cuando era adolescente y que se debería permitir a adolescentes hacerlo. Asimismo, afirma no haberse arrepentido de ello. Sin embargo, se cuestiona el que esta persona tomó esa decisión cuando tenía 35 años. Mira el video completo y dime qué opinas, sobre todo de la frase "no creo ser una mujer, yo soy una mujer de carne y hueso, yo soy una mujer que se enamora". Sin mayor dilación, comencemos.
Talk us through, why did you first of all choose to change your gender? And then also, you know, now you've got through the procedure, do you feel like that you've finally finished and you're where you want to be?
Changing a gender is a big decision. It wasn't a choice, it was a condition. And I regard it as a medical condition, so I had to address it medically. And I started my transition 6 years ago, first with psychological treatment and also hormone therapy, followed by plastic surgeries, aesthetic surgeries, and gender reassignment surgery, and voice code surgery. So I did everything that I could possibly do with the help of amazing doctors around the world and the support of my friends and family to be a woman and to be the woman that I am today. And I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that is the main thing. But how are you funding it? £1 million? I can only dream of that.
It was spent not in one go. I'm 40 years old. I started having plastic surgeries when I moved to the UK at the age of 18. And it was not all at one go. So I would say I would have a surgery every 6 months. But even back then, I knew I was a woman. My mind, my spirit, my soul has always been very much female. And I struggled with my gender identity throughout being a child, throughout my teenage year. And because not being a biological woman back in the day, I was very much physically bullied, verbally attacked. And I didn't understand why. So what was wrong with me? But then once being in England, going to university and making new friends, and I know here I'd like to believe that we live in a free society and that we have a freedom of speech and freedom to express ourselves however we want. I was able then to start my transition very slowly. So basically I was transitioning secret and having surgeries to be a woman in secret, up to the point that I hit that wall that for me was to live or to die. And then I chose to live. And here I am to tell you a story.
Well, you're telling an incredible story. But what in your view is a woman then? Because this is the age-old question. So in your view, what is a woman then? If it's not biological.
There are so many words that we can describe a woman. A woman to me, and this is how I would describe myself. Yeah. So a woman is gracious, gentle, empathetic, feminine, giving, understanding, and I really take pride on my appearance as being a woman. I have always liked fashion, but nowadays as being a woman, I have much more choices and options to choose from. I love getting pampered, getting my nails done and my hair done. Obviously, that's not define what being a woman is. But then if you are a man, that would be frowned upon to some, to take so much care and even wear makeup. Obviously, a lot of men do wear makeup, they do, but it's still frowned upon. So the makeup industry is pretty much mainly designed for us females. So there are a lot of words and there are a lot of words that I could say now. So I just got messed with my words right now because I really get very excited when I talk about this. But there are different types of women and female.
So how do you feel about J.K. Rowling, who expressed something that most people would see as real and true, that a biological man can never be a woman, and she was saying that. How does that make you feel? Because you believe that you are a woman.
I don't believe that I'm a woman. I am a woman. Even my birth certificate has been changed to Jessica. I was born a female. I was born in Brazil, so I do have a Brazilian passport, but also have a British passport. And my both passports also stated Jessica Alves female. And I am a woman in my mind, in my soul, in my appearance, in my body, in the touch of my skin. When I wake up in the morning and I look myself in the mirror to brush my teeth like everybody, I see the image of a woman. And I never felt like a man, therefore I am a woman. The emotions, the feelings inside. So it's very sad to read the headlines lately about J.K. Rowling, someone that I have read her books growing up, someone that I have always looked up to as a book writer, making remarks about transgender people that are so wrong. She doesn't understand anything about what she's talking about. She's not a doctor, she's not a trained doctor, she's a book writer, and I think that she should stick to what she knows best.
But she might argue that she's a woman, though, so she knows that best.
And so I'm also a woman. I'm a transgender woman, she's a biological woman, but we're both women. And throughout the years, when I started my transition, in the beginning, it was quite hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because I still have the appearance of a very androgynous person transitioning. Nowadays, my transition, it's finished. And there are actually people who, not everybody actually know who I am. And once comes up in conversations, actually, I'm actually a transgender. People get a little bit flabbergasted and confused, but you're so gentle, you're so feminine, your body shape, your appearance. I say, well, that is what I have always wanted to be, and here I am.
You are.
But it's her remarks are not they're not necessary. They're very indelicate. They're very hurtful, and she's creating a very bad reputation to herself.
I think she's worrying about the blurring of the lines between women and men in that respect, and I think what her concern is, not for trans people. I know she's expressed that she loves trans people and she doesn't, it's none of her business.
So she says that.
But
she says that she loves trans people, but her comments are from someone who is actually transphobic.
Which comment would you say that, in your view?
You do not comment on people's race. You do not comment on people's gender. You do not... Those are subjects that you don't point out and talk about. Like someone like her, with her influence, with her name, broadcasting her thoughts and feelings on something that she doesn't understand. It is wrong. Based on, for example, she says that because us transgender women, we do not menstruate, therefore we are not women. But a lot of biological women, not a lot, some biological women also do not menstruate.
But that would be...
That does not define...
But that would be the exception to the rule, to define what a woman should be able to be capable of. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean that now there's a new type of woman that doesn't menstruate. It's just that this particular type of woman doesn't have one of the things that she should have as a woman. So it's either a fault or something that's gone wrong as to why she doesn't have that. So I hear what you're saying. Some women don't menstruate, but most women will have the capacity to menstruate.
Yes.
So I mean, look, I think her point is, and I obviously speak for her, because I'm sort of more with her on this, that biological women are biological women, biological men are biological men. Mm. If you transition to be a trans woman or a woman as you define yourself, then that's acceptable to you. But some people might not see it that way, that's all. But, you know, you look fabulous, and as long as you're happy, I think that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yes, some people, they may not agree with what I'm saying. A lot of people also, majority of people also do not agree with J.K. Rowling's opinion. Mm. But it's a very delicate matter.
I think
you
so.
don't stir things up like that. And there are different categories of transgender people. And then I always say this, if you do believe that you are transgender, either trans man or trans woman, you need help. Just wearing a wig and a skirt and walking down the street and say that I'm a woman, that's not good enough. No, the NHS do support people like us.
Yeah.
There is a medical department that will take care of you, that will give you psychological treatment. I think the hormone therapy is fundamental.
What about, I mean, just in defence of J.K. Rowling, again, she would be saying she's protecting women's rights. And as you said, there are categories of transgender people, and some people may be as disingenuous, unlike you. Some of them won't be as genuine as you. Sorry, you were saying about the hormones and things like that. What are your thoughts on the fact that now people under the age of, I think it's 16 or 18, won't be able to access those hormones before that age? What do you think? Do you think that's the right thing?
I think that's not the right thing.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. Going back in time, growing up in Brazil back in the 80s when I was born in the 90s, if we have the knowledge that we have nowadays implemented back in the day, I wouldn't have to go through so much surgery. I'm not a plastic surgery ambassador, by the way. It has been a very painful journey, expensive journey. At times I saw death in my eyes. But then, no, I'm alive and I'm here, and then I find myself beautiful and happy. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If I had that type of treatment at the age of 16, I would have saved my health, putting myself through so much surgery.
But then, did you know that though then? I mean, at that age, did you know that you...
I knew.
You knew?
I knew. But anyone in this country who are a teenage, 13, 14, 16, that feel within themselves that that gender they are assigned at birth is not theirs, they need psychological help, and the hormones are fundamental before anything.
But again, a lot of these things haven't had the longevity of time to test whether they're fundamentally safe. And it could be argued that the earlier you introduce things, that it's literally experimental testing, because they don't know, they haven't been around long enough, haven't been in people long enough for us to know. And some of the things that are irreversible. And the thing is, there are many people now detransitioning or wishing that they hadn't done it so early. So my thoughts are, if people want to do it, they should do it after 18, or I know puberty,
but simply because they haven't had the appropriate medical support. If they had the psychological assessment prior and during their hormone therapy, they will not be regretting at a later stage. I'm 40 years old. I started my transition when I was 34, 35, and I wish that I started much earlier.
But it's easier to say it when you're older, to look back. If you were younger and you did it and you regretted it, then you've got to live with it. So that's why in my view, if people want to do that, that's, hey, listen, each their own. I'm happy if they're happy. But my bottom line is that at least when you're older, you can then make that decision with all the facts in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't see transitioning as a choice. So basically what you are saying, Nana, it is as if transitioning is a choice. For some people who are actually a little bit confused without having the support of their family or medical support, it may be a choice, but to majority of us, it's not.
Yeah.
I have always seen that as a medical condition that I got addressed.
Yeah, understood.
So it was not a choice. For me, my choice was to live and die. I chose to live in here.
You chose to live. Can we take a look at Jessica, because we want to see how you look. So you're going to stand up for us. This is you've had all the surgery done. This is the fabulous Jessica Alves. Look at her. Wow.
There's a mic box on
There's a mic box. I dropped the mic. So there we go. So that's your almost £1 million of surgery.
Tal como la entrevistadora menciona, si una persona decidió hacer ello siendo un adulto, según mi punto de vista, claro, debería ser a partir de los 25 años, ese es su problema. Sin embargo, estoy en desacuerdo de que esto se promueva, se normalice y se permita realizar a adolescentes y niños. Negar la objetividad biológica implica rechazar o cuestionar hechos científicos bien establecidos sobre el funcionamiento y la estructura de los organismos vivos. La ciencia biológica se basa en observaciones, experimentos y evidencia empírica que han sido validadas a través de repetidos estudios y revisiones conclusiones. No podemos negar, aun cuando aparentemente para algunos ojos sí lo es, que por ejemplo, él es un hombre. Aunque ese cambio le haga sentir bien, genial, o cualquier cosa similar, eso no cambiará la realidad. La biología, como todas las ciencias naturales, se basa en el método científico, que incluye observación, formulación de hipótesis, experimentación y revisión por pares. Este proceso busca eliminar sesgos y asegurar que las conclusiones sean lo más objetivas y reproducibles posible. La evidencia en biología proviene de observaciones directas y experimentos controlados. Por ejemplo, la estructura del ADN, la teoría de la evolución por selección natural y los mecanismos de la fotosíntesis son todas conclusiones basadas en abundante evidencia empírica. Los estudios y descubrimientos en biología son sometidos a revisión por otros expertos en el campo para validar su rigor y objetividad. Y en este punto veamos cuál podría ser el problema de los psicólogos en este caso. La psicología se considera una ciencia social porque estudia el comportamiento humano y los procesos mentales en el contexto de la sociedad. A diferencia de descubrimientos científicos objetivos, los investigadores sociales pueden tener sesgos inconscientes basados en sus propias experiencias, valores y contextos culturales que pueden influir en la formulación de hipótesis, la recolección de datos y la interpretación de resultados, y quizás favoritismo a ciertas agendas. Los datos sociales a menudo requieren interpretación, lo que introduce una capa de subjetividad. Dos investigadores pueden interpretar los mismos datos de manera diferente, basándose en sus enfoques teóricos, perspectivas y, como repito, agendas. La objetividad en las ciencias sociales, aunque difícil de alcanzar en su totalidad, podría mejorarse significativamente mediante la adopción de ciertas estrategias, pero nunca se podrá perfeccionar debido a su naturaleza intrínseca del estudio del comportamiento humano y las estructuras sociales. ¿Y tú qué opinas? Déjamelo saber en los comentarios. Y aquí culmina este video. Si te gustó, dale like, comenta el video y compártelo. Asimismo, si te gusta este tipo de contenido, suscríbete a mi canal. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.